Yeah.
So Albert, if you could pick three things to focus on, because I think agents, they get really scatterbrained and they, kind of see one thing and they want to go towards that, and then the next week they're doing something else. If you had to pick three things as a new agent that really impacted your success,
Yeah.
what would those three things be to focus on?
That's a good question. Um, as a new agent, if I had to pick three things, I would say make sure you treat this as a job. Meaning, I'm not saying like that you're just an employee, but meaning you need to create a schedule, right? Because if you work for someone else, if you're supposed to be there at 9, you're going to be there at 9. Or if you're not, maybe you can get away with it 2 or 3 times, but you'll get fired. So
Yeah.
that's one. But what I'm trying to say with that is keep yourself accountable. Accountability is the number one thing. If you tell yourself, I'm going to do this every day, then do it every day. Show up every day and treat it as a job. Dress up for success and get out there and treat it as a job. That's one. 2, find 2 to 4 lead sources that you think you're going to focus on that are going to make sense for you. And then work backwards from those lead sources. Try to figure out industry averages of, for example, how many deals can you get out of 100 expired listings, right? How many hours do you need to prospect? Work backwards from that and build your business plan that way. So once you build your business plan, honestly, that would be my third. Have a business plan and then just follow it. And I feel like if you follow those 3 steps and if you show up every day, it works just like anything else,
You got to put in the work and it compounds, right?
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
So going into the business plan portion of it, right?
Yeah.
What would you suggest that a new agent does? Because, there's a bunch of different opinions on this. How much time should an agent actually spend, per day and even per week prospecting? What's realistic to get results like you had?
I'd say 2 hours, at least 2 hours a day. If you spend 4 hours a day, you're going to kill it. If you spend 4 hours a day in prospecting. But the way I see prospecting is this: if you're prospecting from 9 to 11, that's what you're doing. Your calendar is blocked. Like my calendar says prospecting 9 to 11. I don't do anything else on Monday to Friday during that time. So that's really, that's how I would kind of structure the day. If you just prospect every day for 2 hours a day, you have to give it at least 3 months, right? Or maybe even more, like 4 months. And then see out of those 4 months, track your activities, right? Out of those 4 months, now you're going to see, hey, I spoke to 100 people. I got 15 good leads. And now that I got 15 good leads, it took me how many times did it take me per each lead to follow up to get to a listing, to get to a sale? If you kind of figure those things out, then it just becomes a matter of just doing it, because you know now, your averages. I have leads, like I have a couple of listings that I haven't listed yet, but there's one that I signed 2 weeks ago. I followed up. I was looking at my calendar. I followed up with the guy 28 times.
Wow. That's awesome.
28 times. I started in November last year and I finally signed him now.
Wow.
And it was email, text, phone call. Every time I would call him, he doesn't answer. Email, text, phone call, email, text, phone call, until it came to the point. He called me. He said, "Hey, Albert, I am ready to list my house." My business partner at the time was saying, "Dude, just get over that. Like, just move on. He's ghosting you. You got to decide when to let go." I said, "I'm not. It's taking me 3 minutes to do this."